Hello, everybody. Welcome to another really good time. You are up for a treat today. I hope this finds you doing really well and in good health. I am so excited today because we're going to have our regular drawing coloring class today, and we are going to have a beautiful, awesome person whose name is Juliana Kirwin. She is a printmaker and artist who lives in Albuquerque. She has been dedicating a lot of her time into printmaking. She's been doing it for quite some time, and she has been spending a lot of time in Mexico. I'm going to let you tell you all about that while we do our coloring, but I just wanted to introduce you to her. She's really wonderful, a wonderful person. She's a friend, and also she's a person who has many friends and people who like collaborating with her as well. So I welcome Juliana Kirwin. I let me see. There we go. Hi, Juliana.
Hi, Kate. Thanks for inviting me. This is so exciting.
Yeah, it's so good to have you here. It's just it's such a good time and such a good treat to have you in this. I thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's so wonderful to have you.
Sure. Como
Yes,
no, gracias.
De nada. So we're going to go ahead and do like our coloring part first, you guys, and then we're gonna while we do that, I don't know if you saw the last one when I had our New Mexico State historian Rob Martinez. We were chatting while we were drawing. So please just listen in. If you can, I posted the drawing like in a previous post in the past couple days. So you can print it if you'd like. If you didn't do that, like if you have a printer handy, I welcome you to participate in this. It's just really fun. It's just a simple drawing, but we're actually exploring color. So the two colors that we're gonna be using today are two opposite colors that are, it's a blue. We're gonna utilize blue, and we're gonna utilize pink. I wanted it to be really, let me see. I wanted it to be very contrasting. So we've been talking about contrast. So I'm going to be using these two colors. You can see these are two favorites in Mexico. You can see them throughout many places. And I chose these particular colors is because Juliana happens to spend a lot of time in Oaxaca with master printmakers. And she brings groups down there also, like she's a master printmaker herself in her own right, but she has been spending time there with people who have been doing printmaking for a long time. And for the ones that do not know, artists from Oaxaca who are in the printmaking, they're really masters. They have been doing it for generations, and it's really awesome to learn that Juliana has been spending her time down there and bringing people to learn from these amazing printmakers too, as well. She also teaches in her studio. So we're gonna be sharing at the end of this, and we're going to be sharing her studio space. I'm gonna be sharing a video that she shared today, and also we're gonna be sharing some slides of her work. In fact, before we get into the painting part, I'd like to just give you a little teaser of her artwork. Let me see. Let me see, they're up here. So yeah, so she has, I'm going to share a few slides, and then at the end we'll share some more. I just want to give you a few images so you can see her amazing work. She does, of course, I am very excited. Let me move this a little bit. Let me move this with a different background really quick so that you can see. See, these are my technical difficulties. I try to make it as professional as possible, but sometimes it's just not possible. But that's okay. I just wanted you to see her work better. I'm just going to share a few of her pieces. There's one that I really love. This is one right here.
And that was one of my first ever MDF prints that I learned how to do in Oaxaca.
Wow, it's so beautiful. So yeah, that's just to start, you guys. She has some with corn that are so cool. Anyway, all right. I'm going to take this off. And then coming back here. Okay, you guys, so that was just a teaser, so you can see a little bit of her work. Please stay tuned. You're up for a treat. She is an amazing artist, and she is a person who has, just vast knowledge about many different subjects in art. So just stay tuned. We're gonna be chatting, and yeah, welcome, Juliana.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm really excited to be part of this.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and get like our drawing part, and while we draw and while we color, we can start talking to each other, and we'll share thoughts back and forth.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna move the screen over here. Would you like to be on screen, Juliana?
I'm willing. I'm certainly willing to. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
Sure. So I'll just have you on screen.
Okay.
That way you can. I just leave it up to people, however you feel. Okay, there we go. So yeah, some of you are already familiar with this drawing. We did it back in probably April. This was one of the activities that kept me sane through the beginning of COVID-19. I really did not know. I still don't, but this is an activity that really keeps me going, and it's something that is a really fun thing. We're starting to explore color, and very soon, you guys, probably in a couple more classes, we're going to start talking about what materials to get for painting. So start getting ready, because I'm going to teach you some stuff in that regard. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, Juliana, so we're going to be doing our background. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do it blue.
Yeah.
And the bird doing it hot pink. So that
that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, and my markers have little tiny tips, but there's another end that has a more fluid tip.
Oh, really? Okay. Just whichever one you want to use, it's fine. Wherever makes you more comfortable. I'm going to start with my background, and I'm just going to do it sort of not all the way. I'm just going to do close to the bird, so we don't take up a lot of the time or the precious time with you. I would like to spend some of this time talking about your work and showing your studio and stuff like that. So let's get started, and then
okay.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I'll be coloring away too while we chat.
Awesome. Juliana, tell me something.
Yeah.
So I am very curious. How did you end up going to Oaxaca?
Well, I started a long time ago when my kids were really young. I decided that since I lived on the Camino Real, which was right in Bernalillo, and my house was right there on the Camino Real, I used to think about taking it all the way down into Mexico and bringing them with me. So I started doing that. This was when the schools were much more free and open. I mean, they were in public school, but I told them that I was going to be going to Mexico and that the kids would be in school down there, and while I was away. And they said, "Okay, great, that's fine." And so we did. We took the Camino Real, and we went all the way down. We drove. Sometimes in other years we would take the bus. That was before we really did much traveling by air. Now, of course, I go by plane, so I can get there quickly. But yeah, that's how I started going down there, was just learning about the history of the Camino Real, which went all the way down, through, it goes from New Mexico way down into Mexico.
Awesome. Very cool. You spent some time in Guanajuato, right, too?
Yes. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Guanajuato. So my kids were partly raised in the state of Guanajuato. They went to school there. They became bilingual. It was a wonderful, rich experience for them and for me. And that's when that's where I've gotten a lot of my training as a printmaker, has been in Mexico.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm very influenced by that, because my education was in bilingual education and art education. But
oh, wow.
Specifically, the printmaking techniques I've learned in Mexico.
Awesome.
Yeah.
it's a such a, like I actually one of the things that I think is a really cool thing to be a printmaker in New Mexico is that I learned this actually before I moved here. Like, like my sister was married to a man of Cuban descent who was an amazing printmaker. He actually spent many years in Oaxaca, and
Oh.
he actually knew a maestro Francisco Toledo.
Oh wow.
He does like lithographs printed with the stone, like the big slabs.
Sure.
So that was a technique that he liked doing, and he's a very good artist. He lives in Playa del Carmen now,
Oh.
and him and my sister separated, but they have two beautiful kids
Oh.
who now live in Merida. But he's the first one who ever mentioned to me. He said, I was moving to New Mexico, and he said, "Do you know that the best school of lithograph and printmaking is in Albuquerque, in like the best one in the world?" I was like, "Really? Wow." So yeah, it's this Tamarind Institute. So I think it's a really good place to be if you're a printmaker.
It's a great place to be if you're a printmaker. I personally don't do lithography with the
Uh-huh.
but just to know that Tamarind Institute is there, and I've benefited from some of the people who have gone to their program, or been educators in their program, and also what we have is Tackett Press. They make
Uh-huh.
presses, and they're very internationally known as well. So it's a great place to be if you're a printmaker.
I see. Cool. And there's another place too. I mean, if you guys are curious to check out Juliana's work, by the way, before I go on and on, please visit her website. Her website is julianakirwin.com. And also you can find her on Facebook as Juliana Kirwin Studio. So please go ahead and like when this is over, I encourage you to check it out. Her studio is actually typically open to the public, but right now due to COVID-19, she's only doing like very small private showings and stuff like that. And she just did like you did a workshop, right, Juliana, recently?
Yeah, I just had a class. I was able to have the class. I only had 2 students,
Uh-huh.
and my maximum is 3. So
Yes.
it was out in my patio.
Uh-huh.
It was the first time I had ever given the class out there. So I was able to bring my press out to the patio, and then we each wore masks, and it was a 2-day workshop. We carved the MDF, and they made big carvings of flowers, and we printed those, and it was very successful. That was my first outdoor class, but it worked fine. It was a little hot, but but other than that, it was just fine. And the thing about printmaking is you're always cleaning. You're cleaning with Citrusol, or you're washing your hands in between so you don't get the paper dirty. So it really works well to do it during this time.
Well, good. Like it's like no germs passed around that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I'm sorry, you were gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to say that in Oaxaca, there's so many printmakers, and they're all located kind of in the same neighborhood, most of them. So you can literally walk down that avenue and go in and out of shops and make appointments if you want to take a workshop. And so I would love to encourage people in New Mexico to re-experience the relief printing technique, carving the wood or carving linoleum, and then printing from that. And maybe we can reinvigorate a whole new set of printmakers here as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen the group stuff that you've done, and it's amazing. Like the sunflower one that you did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. Like it's amazing to see like what you can do with those techniques. How like the artwork looks so amazing.
Thank
So
you.
incredible.
I invited people, and we each did a large corn, and in the MDF, which is, I have a little sample here. it's a thin board. You can get it at like Lowe's or Home Depot. But the nice thing is it comes in big sheets so that you can work really large, you know.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
It's a little bit easier to carve.
I see. What kind of board is that?
Yeah, it's a medium density fiber board.
I see. Okay.
They call it MDF.
Oh, okay.
When I first went to Oaxaca, I had never carved it before, and I felt very clumsy and awkward with the tools. But as I practice now, I feel quite comfortable with it. So yeah, so I invited a group of people. They all carved a big life-size corn, and we pasted them to the outside of my building, and they were there for over a year.
Oh my God! Yeah, I remember. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And for whoever is listening and watching, Juliana has the most incredible home. Like it's like right on a corner in on Mountain Road in Albuquerque, which is a road that is quite a destination for art. Like there's different galleries. There's like all these different art centers. There's also you have the Old Town very close. It's literally walking distance. But so yeah, it's her building is like a beautiful A-shape, A-frame kind of thing. But is it adobe or is it straw bale?
Oh yeah, it's definitely adobe. And it was built as a granary, probably, we think. So back in the day when, you know, they would just go down to the river and literally carve out the slabs of mud and then lay them on the banks to dry. It was done with the really huge adobes that they used to use back in the day, like 12-inch by 10-inch, you know, adobes, really big ones. And so the walls are pretty thick, but it's nice because we do have some traffic on Mountain Road, but we can't hear any of it.
That's right.
Trucks.
Like we were trying to test it. This morning I checked in with Juliana and we were trying to like test the like her connection in her studio. Her studio is in her home too, but it's sort of like a detached building. So her Wi-Fi device is inside the house. So it was hard. It was not reading it, and I was like, "Oh my God! I think it's because of your thick walls." And I think that's true.
Normally we would be in my studio right now, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working back there. So
yes, but one of the reason why I started bringing up your beautiful home is because Juliana welcomes people that, like I said, it's open when COVID-19 is all over. You can visit her studio, and also she's done like several projects with different artists. That actually she uses the building as a canvas. Like one time she put up like old doors, like refurbished. We refurbished some doors. It was her idea, and we helped her out to like paint them, and then her and her better half put them up. And then we displayed artwork so people who were driving on Mountain Road could see like all of the art. It was really fun. And also she has wheat pasted several things. Like she wheat pasted all those corns, like she was saying. I'll let you tell about your mural, Juliana, and I'm going to show you slides at the end too about that.
Thank you. Yeah, I went to an artist talk up in Santa Fe. This was over a year ago, and she had done some paintings that were based on the compositions of master painters that she admired. Of course, hers were very unique and different from the original pieces of the painters. But as I was riding home, I thought about what would I do? Who would I choose to use a composition from and do something original, a woodblock? So I thought of Diego Rivera because he did a piece called Pan American Unity. And it was a piece that featured all of the founding fathers of Latin America. And they're kind of very formal, shaking hands, and then below them are artisans, Mexican artisans. And And so, and this is just one tiny part of the mural. The mural is just huge. But I decided I was going to take that part of the mural and do a woodblock that would be featuring not the founding fathers, but important women from across the Americas. So it was quite a project. Oh my gosh, it took me at least 6 months, and it was 10 panels, carving 10 panels of the MDF, and then it all had to fit together in the end so that the prints would line up and fit together. So, for example, I have Isabel Allende in one of the panels, and she part of her is in one panel, and the other half of her is in another panel. But when you roll out the ink and print them, which I did on cloth, and then join them together, of course, it looked like one piece. So yeah, I was really, sometimes I get these things. Do you do that, Jade? Where you get these ideas of doing something that's like, oh my gosh, how did I ever? This is a lot of
several times. I don't know if you remember the seed murals. That was quite the project.
Such a project. Oh my gosh.
Sí.
But I finished it. Yeah. So.
But yeah, so yeah, I love that. You know, one of the things, Juliana, that is, I think is so awesome about your art, not only like it's beautiful, but you also is like socially conscious. Like you like highlighting people. And you guys, I'm going to show you slides at the end, so you'll get to see, you know, like you have Miss Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I have Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, Bader, that's right. I'm sorry, my pronunciation. Sometimes I like my pronunciation is off.
That's okay.
I love her so much. She's such a trooper.
She's so amazing. And I wanted to, so she's in it. Joy Harjo is in it. Our Congresswoman Deb Haaland is in it. Another famous activist from Latin America who was murdered is in it. And then I have a young person as well. And then in the artisans, I have Helen Cordero and Maria Martinez. Helen Cordero reinvigorated the tradition of the storytellers. So she's there with a little storyteller doll. She was the first person to reinvigorate that tradition. And then Maria Martinez, also the same thing with the black pottery.
Yes.
So yeah, and then I also have Gustav Bellman. He, was a great master of woodblock in New Mexico. So, and then instead of Diego Rivera, he put himself in his mural. I put myself.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, the woman from Latin America, was it Berta Cáceres?
Yes.
Yeah, she was like an environmental activist, and she got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, I see. Like I have one of your. Sometimes Juliana prints on fabric. She also does beautiful wall pieces as well. But like I bought one of her one of your bags with Pablo Neruda. That was so
yeah, I
so
love
beautiful.
I love to highlight my favorite writers, and I like having them around me in images, so I can just kind of feel their presence.
Yeah, I'm big in Pablo Neruda because he's also he has been an inspiration for me too, because the magical realism style that I do is based, a lot of it, in the like metaphor based on Latin American writing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's I just love his metaphoric way of writing. So that's why I was very attracted to that.
Oh, absolutely. And one of my favorite pieces of yours, I'm not sure what the title is, but it's with the people on the big fish.
Oh yeah.
Life's Journey or something like that.
It's called a Viaje Fantástico.
Viaje Fantástico. Oh, yeah. I love that piece. I just love that piece. And I'm inspired by your colors. I think that colors are very important in a piece of art.
Yes, I think that's one of the things that I started like exploring color. Just I'm gonna take a pause really quick, Juliana, just to explain a little bit what I did here. So you guys, for everyone that is watching, just really quick, these are like see, I chose very few colors, but all of them are complementary with each other, and you can see these two are very opposite from each other too. So yeah, that's a really good thing to do when you're making art. If you wanted to have that vibrant color, because some people prefer to have muted colors, like that's completely fine as well. But I think that for people who have asked me like management of color, that is what I look for when I'm painting. So yeah, that's what we're exploring. I hope you like this. I chose the blue and the pink. Her eye is green. And then I left the banner white just because that's common in the artwork that is in that style in Mexico, that have that banner, like the birds and the banners. And then so I just wanted for you just to pause and acknowledge that, because some of you might be also coloring, and if you are, please share at the end of this video. Just share what you did. We would love to see. We're also going to be reading the comments at the end of this, so please share away, ask questions if you want to, because we can see them. All right. Okay, how you doing, Juliana? How's your drawing coming along?
Oh, it's coming along. One of my markers was a little bit dry, so
I see. Oh, that's cool. No, that it has texture.
but yeah, and I love the bright pink and the blue together. It's such a wonderful combination.
Yeah, that's one thing that you see very, very much in Mexico. Like there's those two colors are, they call it Mexican pink. Es rosa mexicano y azul mexicano. They actually have expropriated, like the name. They just say this is a Mexican pink or blue pink or blue Mexican blue. So those are the two that are predominantly used in buildings a lot of times, in architecture, like old architecture and new architecture too. And
yeah,
so,
I love how they mix the pigment right in to the plaster.
Yes. Well, your house is beautiful. Like the inside, you have two walls like this, right?
Absolutely. When I started going to Mexico, my house in Bernalillo had all white walls. And when I came back, each year I'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna paint that wall pink. Now I'm gonna paint that wall yellow. It became very, very bright and wonderful. I loved it. And I think artwork is very enhanced by colorful walls.
Yes. It just makes life better if you have more colors.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move this, Julian. I'm gonna move the camera now, and just so we can chat with each other. You guys, we're through with the drawing part. I hope you enjoyed this. Please ask questions if you'd like. I'm gonna be sharing some stuff, but Juliana, I would like to read you some of the comments that are coming in. Some people know you, some people do not. So we're gonna be reading. We're gonna if somebody ask questions and stuff. So yeah, let me see. We have Julie Brocken. Hi, Julie. I hope you're healing well. We send you all of our love. Yeah. Thank you so much for checking in. She's saying, this is brilliant, inspiring. We'll have to rewatch from the beginning when you all are done. This is amazing body of work. Her name is Alexa Grodner. Veronica Sanchez, she says, "Eso, viva la mujer." I think this is when you were sharing about the mural with the powerful women. Veronica Sanchez, it was terrific. Richard Moore, beautiful. Irene Scott, she's a client of mine. Beautiful. She also has been taking my drawing classes. She's, hello, Irene, good to see you. Veronica, good to see you. Veronica Sanchez is saying, hello, Juliana and Jade. Happy to see Juliana today. I love Alexa Grodner. I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. I love your show, class, and so wonderful to see Juliana's home studio and work. Cool. My friend Sara Marcela, she's in Albuquerque. Hi, Sara. She says, hola, Juliana. Hola, hola. Palin, hello. Rob Martinez, are like the last guest I had here, our wonderful New Mexico State historian. Hi, Rob. So, hi, Palin. Anyway, so that's what we have so far. Rob's saying that this was muy fun. Anyway, so that's what we have up to now. You can continue to share. So, Juliana, can I share some of your stuff? Like what we...
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I would love to like share some of your artwork. And so I'm gonna see if I can share a video of her. Please let me know if you can see it, because I'm still a little rusty on this. Let me know if you can see it. So I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to be sharing this, and then I'm going to be going here. And then I'm going to be, I have it all set up so we could actually go ahead and see her studio. Like we said, she didn't have like really good reception out there, so I decided to do this. Can you see it, Juliana?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it does have audio to go with it. Or I'm happy to just explain it. So on the left is part of the Pan American Unity piece. You can see myself at the press there. And then now I'm going to show you a panel that is Francisco Toledo. That's just one of the panels so that people, when they come to my studio, they can see how they're done. And then I have some large corn there. There's another panel on the left that is my self-portrait, which I printed and became part of the Pan American Unity. And I put myself in Diego Rivera's spot. And that's Gustav Bellman, the famous woodblock artist who lived in Santa Fe. I honored him. There's a paper mache piece I did, some more large corn. I love doing the corn. And this is my studio where I actually work. There's my press. I have a Takach press I'm very happy to have that was built right here in Albuquerque. And they build presses and send them all over the world, to China and, you know, to Argentina and everywhere. So awesome. We're lucky to have them here. And these are some of my projects that I'm currently working on. There's my space where I roll out the ink. You can see a large roller there. And printmaking is a lot like alchemy. You have to really know the ingredients, what mixes with what. Each ink has a certain quality to it. So it's quite an education. And then here's just another corn that I'm working on. And then you can see all my bags in the background. I also print on bags to have some utility item that people can purchase and use over and over again.
Awesome. Juliana, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm glad that worked out, because I wasn't sure if it was going to work well. But yeah, I'm glad that it showed. Yes, your studio is so beautiful. Like her house has just this beautiful energy. As soon as you walk in, you're like, oh, you feel good. And, you know, like just being surrounded by your beautiful art is just so awesome. I hope if you are in New Mexico and you come out or you're just visiting, I hope that you get to experience your studio. I'm also going to be sharing on the bottom here on the page. I'm going to be sharing. This is her Facebook page. It's scrolling on the bottom of the page here, so you can see and visit it if you'd like. Also, let me see. We have JulianaKirwin.com is her website. What kind of pieces can they find on your website, Juliana?
Yeah, so I have a lot of the bags that I print. I also print masks. They're printed with lino cuts. And then I have some of my pieces as well. Since a lot of my pieces are really large, I haven't put them on my website as much as but I'm now creating some smaller pieces that I can show on there too.
Okay, awesome. Please, you guys, I encourage you to visit. give it a like, please. Give her page a like and also share it if you can. She does amazing work. Juliana is a very community oriented person and worth checking out and following. She does not only she does amazing work in her studio, but she also collaborates with a lot of people and is very inclusive in including other artists in her art. Can you please share with us, and I forgot to include that in this, like the beautiful banner project that you did along Mountain Road?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So last October, I invited my neighbors to come, and I taught them how to carve a small piece of MDF, just like this size. And they brought photos of their ancestors or a historical building, maybe their house in the neighborhood. And so each person carved the little wood block, and then I had them photographed and made into these large banners that you can see down Mountain Road between 5th and 12th Street on Mountain Road. And they're all in black and white. So, because we use the black ink on white paper. So it makes a really nice showing of these images. And then we have a website, friendsofmountainroad.com, where you can go and see exactly who is that I'm looking at. Oh, that's, someone very important from Old Town, somebody's great grandma from Old Town, and then the story about that person. So yeah, it's wonderful to see those banners, and they'll be up for probably about 2 years. So
that is so cool. Awesome. That is one of the things that I think is so important, because we live in, going back to the last class that I had when I had Rob Martinez, our New Mexico State historian. It was, the historic side of this place is just incredible. It's just, there's so much has gone on here. And one of the things that I feel like when I lived in Arizona before I moved here, and in Jackson Hole, like in Scottsdale and then Jackson Hole, like I spent like part-time in both places. And I remember like in both places, I never felt like really at home. There was like something off, like I wasn't, it's just, there was like it was very, yeah. I mean, when I came to New Mexico, immediately I fell in love with it. Like literally, it was like a love at first sight. Yeah. And I think it's because it's very similar to Mexico. It's like one of the places that I can say, having grown up in Mexico, that is like one of the places that is the most similar place to Mexico than anywhere else.
Absolutely.
I might say historically, like, like all the way from like the indigenous communities to, the history that with Spain, and then like, all of the newer history, so it's very, very similar. So yeah, I feel like when I moved here, I was like a fish out of water, you might say. Yeah. I mean, I was a fish out of water before I moved here, and then when I came in here, it was like I was thrown back in the water.
Yeah. I know what you mean, and we're very lucky to have such a legacy of art and artists, writers here as well, and the layers of history that Rob Martinez speaks about are so evident if you just look around. I can walk around in my neighborhood and I can see a vestige of the huge arroyo. I can't think of the name of it right now, but that was here a long, long time ago, which they blocked off. There used to be orchards and everything, but if you look around, you can just see those layers of history all around you. We're very lucky that way.
One thing is like, and I don't know if you've done it, and forgive me if I don't have that information. Have you ever done a piece on Rodolfo Naya, who, bless his heart, just passed away?
Yes. No, I've never done one on him, but he would be great.
He had such an amazing, like just his style in his. I have several friends who were friends with him, and I was bummed that I never met him.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
it might be worth doing it. Okay, let me go ahead and share some stuff, Juliana. Let me share some artwork. I would love to show you guys some of her. One of the things I would like to share is images of the mural that she was talking about. So I'm gonna put it. Let me see. I should put like a cool background on it.
Rob Martinez says, muy fun.
Muy fun. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this right here, and then I'm gonna be sharing you guys. This is my. See how slick I am? I'm very techie. It's a rustic technology, I call it. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna share. This is like her. This is the mural that she was talking about that she took a while to make it. This is her building. I'll go back to it so you can look at it more in detail. This is her house, and this is the area. Like, this is like right on Mountain Road, so it's facing the street. And this is where she does like all of this. She just wheat pastes these amazing prints and stuff. I did
Which
not
I
have.
learned in Oaxaca.
I'm sorry.
I learned how to do that in Oaxaca.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. That is so cool. I'll go back to it here so you can see. There are all the different elements. So yeah, it's a lot of work. Lots of work. This is a printmaker with her press.
That's me.
That's you, yes.
Uh-huh.
I love how you create layers. I saw you like on her page. You guys, when you go and like her page, like after, you can actually go ahead and check out like her videos and stuff. She shares fun videos and when she's like rolling or pressing. So I would love for you to check that out after we're done with this. It's just such a cool medium.
Those are just some of my little rollers that I use for fine details.
That's her press. Do you use like a special kind of ink? Like they're just very specific, huh?
Yeah, very specific, and certain inks for certain things. Like the ones on the right in the jars are really good for transparent, when you want to be transparent, transparent overlays.
Sort of like that?
Yeah,
like
the background with those inks. Yeah, and then the foreground of that one was done with a real hardy oil-based ink.
I think I have it up here. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it. It's a long piece. Okay. So yeah, kind of the life-size horn. And there's a lino cut that I'm using to print on a bag. Sunflowers, which we have a lot of here. And they're very colorful.
So beautiful.
Flowers.
I want one. It looks so cool.
Right.
I love the color. And your corn, like I'm a big corn lover because it's just everything about corn, not only, because I'm from Mexico, but corn is culturally, religiously, and food-wise, to me, is such a special thing. So yeah, I really love all of your corn images. I think they're my favorite.
Thank you. Yeah, I never get tired of doing the corn. I grew up, in the Midwest where there were lots of cornfields around me, but I never knew the history until I came here, and it's such an amazing history. How each place has its own special corn is, and how it was cultivated over the centuries. So
yes.
And we have the blue corn here, which is so wonderful.
So cool. This is part of the mural, right?
Yeah, that's Isabel Allende, and next to her is Helen Cordero. And then a statement from Isabel that she said, "For real change, we need feminine energy in the management of the world." So I thought that went well with the mural. So yes. I included that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
We definitely need that.
And this is the one I love.
A lino cut of Pablo Neruda, and those are all of his objects that he wrote odes to. He wrote many odes, but he wrote an ode to salt, to the onion, to the chicken, the book, the soup.
Tom said, my husband goes like, double amen.
Yeah, an ode to socks too.
So cool. That is so awesome, Juliana. And lastly, I have a picture of, is this your son?
Yeah, that's my son, Armando.
Yeah, who actually, unfortunately, you guys, he is one of the couple people that I happen to know who got COVID-19. He did okay though. He
Yeah, he recovered, but it
recovered.
took a good 3 weeks. It was out in LA where he had it, and it took him about 3 weeks. It was so scary talking to him on the phone because he would be kind of incoherent, and it was hard having him so far away.
Sure.
But he did recover, and he's doing fine now.
Yes, he's in Mexico City, right?
Yes, he's in Mexico City
Mhm.
right now.
I'm so jealous. I have to say, I've been watching, like, I'm a big food person. I love food shows. And I was just watching one. I follow this guy on YouTube who does like tours, and like he just goes to different places all over the world, and he just goes to the markets and stuff. And I got really homesick yesterday when I was watching one of his videos.
Oh, yes, I feel so sad too. I can't go, for a while.
Yeah, let me see.
I turn to Mexico for so much inspiration.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna add Juliana's website here. I'm gonna go back to us now. See how techie I am, you guys? Woohoo! There we go. It's rustic technology, remember. Hold on. Let me take that off. All right, here we go. Ta-da!
Okay.
There we are. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. This is a really such a treat for me to be talking to Juliana today. It's also like, a time for me to catch up with her, because COVID-19 is not we just can't get out. And Tom, my husband, and I have been just staying in for sure.
Yeah.
So it's so lovely having you, Juliana. I appreciate you
For me,
so
I
much
feel
for you
so
to be
lucky. It's like we really are sharing the space through our technology. So I thank you so much. It's been so much fun, and thanks for all that you do and all the work that you do. Do you still have your show up at the gallery?
Yes, Mill Contemporary Gallery in Santa Fe on Canyon Road has a show up right now. There's still some of my pieces up there. And if you're around, if you would like to go in one by one, though, I don't want to announce it too heavily because you don't want to have, very many people like gathering and stuff. But yeah, if you are interested in seeing my art in person, just, you can find it there. So, all right. Thank you for mentioning that, Julian. I appreciate it.
I'm such a fan, and I feel very lucky that we have this artistic community here. We can inspire each other and learn from each other, and just generally have a wonderful community. We're very lucky.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot agree. I cannot like disagree with that at all, because New Mexico is a very unique place art-wise. There's so many beautiful, amazing art here, and so many talented people that I admire so much. You're one of them, and I feel that it's a very interesting place to be, guys. When this is all over, come on out to New Mexico. Like once we have it like more controlled and all of that. Once COVID-19, we say bye to it. Come on out and visit us. But yeah, thank you, Juliana, for your time. Thank you for sharing your nice spirit. This was our little drawing we did today. Share yours if you can. I did like a little overlay.
Yeah.
Let me see I actually did this little thing for like the artwork part. Yeah.
This is such a good message too. We need it right now. We need it all the time. Keep our faith.
Remember, guys, that there's always hope. As long as there's life, there's hope. And I think that everything will be okay. Please stay safe. Wear your mask. Don't be a brat. Wear a mask. And we'll see you soon next Friday. Thank you, Juliana.
Thank you, Jade.
Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.